Welcome to TPM Vid's Disney Beat, where we talk about all things Disney. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified when we upload a new video. We also have Instagram and Twitter. You can find us at TPM Videos. When you visit a Disney theme park, a highlight is experiencing the world-class rides and attractions, but sometimes they do break down. This can be very frustrating for some, but if you're a huge Disney fan like myself, this can be a dream come true. Breaking down on a Disney ride having to go through an in-show exit is something we all hope happens at one point or another. A couple years ago, we did a part 1 of this series, which you can find in the card on the right-hand side. But today, we'll be looking at breakdowns from 10 new rides. So be sure to keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside as we count down the top 10 Disney ride breakdowns and in-show exits, part 2. Number 10. We're gonna start the list off with Snow White's Scary Adventures at Disneyland. This classic dark ride is a pretty scary Disney ride. As a kid, I have memories of being terrified of the witch, and I'm sure many of you have the exact same memory as well. I mean, look at her. Well, you know when the ride isn't scary?
Oh, that's not scary.
Yup, when you break down and get to walk through with the lights on during an in-show exit.
You still hear the music.
Wow. That's so cool. So fast.
Now, this specific breakdown happened just before the ride closed for its refurbishment. With these dark rides, it's fascinating to see how cheap and simple the sets look with the lights on. It's just a lot of plywood flats painted with black light paint. Then in this other breakdown video, it offers a cool glimpse into the lights and projectors above the ride path.
Nailed it.
Number 9.
We're stuck on Toy Story Mania.
If you've ever taken your eyes away from the screens in Toy Story Mania and had a look around, the show building at Disney's Hollywood Studios looks like a big warehouse with oversized props. When the ride breaks down, you aren't really given an experience that's drastically different, but here's what you can expect.
The cast member will be with you over there.
Oh, we're being evacuated.
Well, first things first, the game stops and then the lights come on while cast members begin the in-show exit.
Well, if you ever wonder what it looks like inside Toy Story Mania with the lights on, it's not much different.
Eric and his family here definitely made the most of the experience. Above this area on the ride, there appears to be catwalks that would be used to access lighting and other equipment needed to make the magic happen. Then once the cast member came to release their restraints, it was pretty much a straightforward in-show exit. Walking through, you get to see just how wide the ride path really is, and it reinforces that there really isn't much to the ride aside from the screens. Number 8. Peter Pan's Flight is a unique Omnimover system, since you're suspended in the air soaring over the scenery. Now, you may have had the ride stop and heard this.
This ride has stopped temporarily and will resume motion at any time. Please remain seated for your own safety. Thank you.
Usually it does get moving again, but there might be the rare time that you see the lights come on.
Should be turned off or it must be turned on. We're stuck.
But now you're probably curious, how do they get them down? Well, in Magic Kingdom's Peter Pan's Flight, you'll find these wooden staircases all throughout the ride. They're really only noticeable in this extreme low-light footage, and these are actually the evacuation zones. So, in the event of an in-show exit, each ship is moved to the closest staircase, a cast member then releases the safety bars, and the guests are assisted out of the ships. Next time you're on Peter Pan's Flight, see if you can spot these staircases on the ride. Number 7. All the Fantasyland dark rides at Disneyland do a fantastic job of utilizing small, compact spaces, like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
So I'm stuck here on Mr. Toad with Mr. E and Hank. I've never seen this ride broken down before. Or stopped.
Now, it's really cool to see this ride with the lights on, cause just like in Snow White's Scary Adventures, the sets are all very simple and are just brought to life with the magic of blacklight. But what's really interesting about breaking down in this specific room is what you hear. Take a listen.
And the only thing we can hear...
I'm not sure where I am.
Apparently that's Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, Cheshire Cat's here.
If you didn't know, the Alice in Wonderland Dark Ride and Mr. Toad's Wild Ride share the same show building. Alice is on the second floor and Toad is on the bottom floor. So somewhere around this area in the town square room is the scene from Alice in Wonderland.
I'm not sure where I am. I'm not sure.
You broke it.
Yeah.
No, all we can hear is Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
And even though the dialogue from the Cheshire Cat and Alice is prominently heard during this breakdown, you don't ever hear it on the actual ride with the Toad music, dialogue, and sound effects. Number 6. So there was this one time I was stopped right here in front of Figment while he just stared into my soul. I was hoping the ride was gonna break down, and then the car started moving again and my dreams were absolutely crushed. But it did break down pretty much in the exact same spot while Paging Mr. Morrow and the WDW couple were on the ride. So they were stuck in front of Figment, the ride started moving again, and then their car bumped into the car in front and was pushing it.
Oh my lord.
We just battered these carts in front of us.
Now, it's not as bad as it sounds since the front and back of the trains have these bumpers. So you can say it was just bumper-to-bumper traffic.
Dr. Jack here. Bit of a delay. Terribly sorry. Please remain
Wow,
seated.
guys.
Your vehicle will begin
This
moving
is
again
awesome.
at any moment. Thank you. And please continue to fly.
Once the lights come on, a cast member comes to rescue the guests, and they proceed with the in-show exit. This lights-on walkthrough offers a great glimpse into the ride track, which is not the typical ride system used in a dark ride. Then once they evacuate into the last scene, it ends how an in-show exit should end with true Disney fans.
Imagination. There it is.
I love the ending.
Number 5. Smugglers Run takes you into the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon, and since the graphics are all rendered in real time, this attraction is pretty much a giant video game. Now there might be the odd time where the game slightly glitches like this.
Pilots, evasive maneuvers.
Or you could be on your descent back into Batuu, and it glitches out big time, like right here.
Oh, wait, reset. Oh, that's awkward.
I should probably do it again just to
I know,
get the full experience.
So you might be wondering, what am I looking at? Well, what you see is the skybox. In the gaming world, a skybox is created to allow a three-dimensional world to exist around the main environment, which in this case would be the terrain and buildings of Batuu. So this scene with the clouds and dirt road was created as a base, where the only part you see on the ride are the clouds themselves. If you look at these two stills, you can see the exact same cloud formation from the breakdown exists on the ride. Now, the attraction operates on a large turntable with 7 individual cockpits, as is seen here from the Imagineering story. But what happens if you're in one of the other 6 cockpits while there's delays and complications?
We broke down. We broke down. Let's go.
Well, Disney developed sequences with Hondo and Chewbacca that keep you entertained until you can exit the cockpit safely.
So here we are, passing some time. R5 will play you some music. Or instead he's going to make noise.
Number 4. We all know that Big Thunder Mountain Railroad is the wildest ride in the wilderness! And when the ride breaks down at Disneyland, it can be a wild time. Here, the Happy Place explorers got stuck on the very last lift hill with the dynamite.
Attention on the map. Show effects be turned off, work lights be turned on, all signs be muted.
And when this happens, it only means one thing.
Are we gonna walk off?
You know it. Now, the only places you would actually get stuck on Thunder Mountain would be at the brake runs before the lift hills or on the actual lift hills themselves, like right here. Now, safety is always first.
The way we're going to do it is we're going to do one row at a time, so please stay seated until you are told to stand up.
One of the most interesting parts of this in-show exit is learning that the last lift hill and the first lift hill are actually right beside each other.
It's something you don't get to do every day.
Oh, I know, right?
It's really cool seeing this perspective of the ride. After they crossed the track at the designated crossing point, they were led to the exit and given a fast pass. Number 3. Dinosaur at Disney's Animal Kingdom is probably one of the darkest Disney rides there is. Maybe a little too dark, but if you're faced with the ride breaking down, then you get a much different perspective of this attraction.
Attention time travelers. Due to technical difficulties, we must suspend all time travel tours at this time. Please remain seated in your vehicle. A Dino Institute technician will be with you momentarily. Again, please remain seated. Thank you.
With the lights on in this first scene, which is usually very loud, it's eerily quiet with subtle movements coming from the animatronics. Once a cast member came to assist the guests for the in-show exit, walking through this area lets you see just how detailed all the sets are. I mean, it's a shame that we can't see more of this detail on the ride, since it's so darn dark. Alright, come on lady, that's not our dino. Go, go, go! With the ride path being so wide, this was a pretty straightforward in-show exit that just took the guests back to the load area to exit Dinosaur. Number 2.
You guys ever been stuck on a ride before?
The Incredicoaster can be found on Pixar Pier, but this next breakdown is gonna take us back in time to when it was California Screamin'. Like Thunder Mountain, the common places to get stuck on the coaster are on the lift hills. And if you have a fear of heights, this experience might not be your cup of tea. And when you get stuck on the lift hill, there's only one way to get down.
I'm making sure it's safe to drive.
Safety is their priority. They needed to move the train backwards for the evacuation, and a safety harness was placed on the back of the train to ensure it wouldn't move any further.
All right, folks, here we go. We're going to be moving in 3, 2.
During the entire time, the cast members were always very reassuring that everything was gonna be okay.
Everybody okay? Yeah.
This is one of those tedious in-show exits that takes a lot of time.
We're walking down the stairs now. This is crazy.
And when they walked off the coaster, it had been over 80 minutes since they initially broke down. But in true Disney fashion, Disneyland took care of the guests, giving them bottles of water, food vouchers, and fast passes. Now, this is about 120 feet above the ground, which is a pretty high vantage point, and I mean, they did get a great view of what was then Paradise Pier. Number 1. If there's one ride that any Disney fan wants to break down on, it's probably the Haunted Mansion. I don't know what it is, but getting to see this ride with the lights on would be a dream come true. It doesn't seem to break down that often, but every time I ride, I'm waiting to see and hear this.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing some technical difficulties. Please remain seated in your dune buggy. A cast member will be with you in just a moment.
I mean, how cool is this that Innovention Media got a chance to see what's pretty much a behind-the-scenes look of that iconic Pepper's Ghost effect in action. All the animatronics are completely visible, and here with the ghost blowing out her candles, the light that turns on and off to create the illusion is still visible. By this point, they were stopped for over 10 minutes, and finally a team of cast members came over to the Doom Buggies to release the restraints. Then it was on with the in-show exit. Now during this walkthrough, what you realize is that a lot of the sets up until this point, minus the ballroom, aren't overly detailed. The whole breakdown was such a fascinating experience, and even though everyone was given 2 fast passes on the way out, I'd totally be okay with accepting nothing for a chance to experience this in-show exit. Wouldn't you? So have you ever broken down on a Disney ride? What was that experience like? I'd love to know. Leave a comment down below to start a conversation, and don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video.